when we started the lockdown, the condition of the street workers was terrible. They are blocked, closed in the house. Sometimes they are in this house with the exploiters, then used to put them at work. We knew a group in Florence, a group of transgender, and they have not a place where to stay because to clock down and stay at house. If you have a house, easy, but if you do not have a house, you must sleep under the bridge, as they did in Florence. And we discovered after a few days, we start to get in touch with the escorts working indoor, and they have not so urgent problem, but they are growing up with problems after 1 month because they spend so much money for the rent of the houses, and these rents the most of time are illegal, and they are not registered, but the owner of the landlords, they still want the money and they ask a lot of money. So we know the majority of these, the sex worker in Italy are migrants. Sometimes they are regular in Italy since long time, and sometimes they are just new and they are illegal with the document illegalized. This situation, of course, is worst for the people, the new people who arrive, the people that are not legalized. And in this case, I have story in these days, then they cannot approach the health services if they need some drugs because they have not the documents as an Italian citizen, but even a Romanian citizen. They have to have an abortion, and that she cannot have the free services in Europe. And
the restriction were until the 4th of May, today, basically, much harder. We could not go out except with permission and within 200 meters. The sex workers found themselves with the impossibility to work and no help from the state and no access to any health service, GPs or emergency hospitals and anything. The only help could be via telephone, by phone, or other organization could actually work online.
In Naples, we have a very particular situation because it's a poor city, and we have a lot of Italian girls on the street with migrant people, and we are trying to build a network based on sisterhood relation, and we are trying to create this network helping on all the question, not only about money or food, but also with help for mental care, for isolation. The police do a lot of fines, and for each one you have to pay 400 euros. And when they stop to control you, they are very violent, and they are very abusing way of speak.
Yeah, the government has not put anything for sex workers. That it doesn't even mention it. It doesn't support them in any of the legislation or the support they gave to also not how do you call it, not normalized worker. And also you won't be, as the stigma is very, very strong, you won't put yourself at risk.
well, we can say our government don't say nothing about the sex workers and this emergency, but the Pope say something. Pope say give food to the poorest, and they send some money to support the transgender. I would like the people understand and thank them. They are always stigmatizing the sex worker, the transgender, the homosexual, the LGBT community. So this is not an act of opening mind about our attitude, our behavior. It's just what I say, the Christian charity, you know, that I really do not love very much, even if I must say that in this moment in Italy, we must respect what they do because they are really giving food to the people. This is all. So it's much easier than this is the country, you know, you can see Italy, the government don't say nothing. They even do not register as protocol our letter at the beginning of March when we made. The politicians do not register the letter as received in the government. And the Pope is answering to a problem of the society, but is answering with the typical Christian style, the morality, you know. And this is not making nothing good for us because it's just publicity for them, for the Pope and for the charity, but it's not the respect of our rights.
What do we want? We want sex worker rights, we want decriminalization, we want end of stigma, we want end of deportation, and decriminalization of migration. This is what we want. I mean, Italy needs to have a real program on decriminalization of migration and obviously sex worker rights.
For me, the most important things is a cultural work about stigma and about what means selling sex. After this, a complete decriminalization of sex work, because in Italy, okay, we don't have a law who criminalize sex work, but it's criminalized all the things that they have around. So you are criminalized.